Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show live. How are you and you and you and you and everybody all around the world? This is our entertainment lifestyle talk show series that we started many moons ago. And boy, it's a real pleasure to have you with us Sunday afternoon. It's an early edition of our show. We're usually on at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific, but we've got a really cool and special guest. Lots of great music and Irish crack coming up with a very special guest, Irish singer and songwriter, musician, promoter, and everything you can think of when it comes to great Irish music and more. Roy Buckley is here as my very special guest live and exclusively on the Jim Masters Show live. I am your host, Jim Masters. I'm a professional television and radio presenter, personality host, and actor and journalist, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover narrator here in the United States of America. We are in the greater New York area in southern New England between New York and Boston. And we started this show some 35 weeks ago, almost 36 weeks ago, with over 200 plus episodes. For years, people said, Jim, you got to put something like this together. So this is actually an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. We have lots of great fun, amazing guests from all around the world, incredible topics, special features, exclusives, on location segments, and so much more. And now we're sort of in our festive mode. It is the holiday season. So we say best of the holidays to you and yours all around the world. We do have an international audience of viewers who are called the Lovities. That's right. I happen to say our show is about light, love, and levity, and slipped up one of the days and said Lovity. Everybody fell in love with it. And guess what happened? The Lovities were born. The Lovities are our viewers. So if you're watching on our YouTube channel exclusively right now at Jim Masters TV, you are one of our Lovity viewers, and we welcome you. They call me Mr. Lovity too. They've dubbed me, the viewers, Mr. Lovity, and this is Lovity Hall. So it's all positive. It's inspiring, cool vibes, good times, like a traditional talk show you'd see on television. We do this like a television show with my background. We hope everybody is doing well wherever you're watching around the world, and we toast all of you. It looks expensive and fancy. It's nothing more than just some lemonade on a Sunday afternoon. It's still afternoon. So we have some Trader Joe's pink lemonade, and it's really delicious. Hope you guys are doing well. Some of you, I've seen your comments already. You have some Irish coffees out and about there next to you. Well, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday Irish coffee. That's really good. That's refreshing. And I hope you're in the mood for some great music. Again, Roy is a spectacular artist. And if you recall, when we had Phil Coulter on, music legend Phil Coulter, live and direct from Ireland, he was on as well in the Lovity viewer column. Roy was watching the show. He was commenting. And he's been watching our show as a viewer and fan. We really appreciate that. And he's very familiar with a lot of the great guests that have been coming on the show, too. He's worked with several of them in his career over in Ireland. And we're doing the show earlier right now, live on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, because it's 8 p.m. where he is in Ireland. So we didn't want to start it too late for him. So we have him for a little bit, and he's got some projects he's working on that he's got to get up early for tomorrow. So you can post if you have questions, you have positive comments on our YouTube channel. You can post right now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel too. We would love that as we continue to grow that channel. So many people are finding it and subscribing it. Also, in addition to being on YouTube right now, I invite you to show some lovity on our Facebook page. If you can love that Facebook page, we would love that. Click like. That's at Jim Masters TV. Instagram is Jim Masters TV. Twitter is Jim Masters TV. Periscope and Twitch are also Jim Masters TV. Let's greet some of our lovity viewers from around the world, and then we're going to welcome our fantastic guest for an afternoon or evening if you are there in the UK and Ireland, of great music, conversation, and so much more. Christine says, good afternoon, Jim and lovely friends. We welcome Irish singer-songwriter Roy Buckley to the show today. Excited to hear great Irish music in Lovity Hall soon. You got it, my friend. And of course, I welcome all the Lovities, welcome you to the show as well. And everybody, over our new folks who are watching live, or maybe who are going to be watching this in the archives later. Mary Bishop is here from Florida, USA. Christine was from North Carolina, USA. And Mary, good afternoon, everyone. Happy to be here with lovely friends and to enjoy some conversation and music with Roy. Absolutely, Mary. You know it. Kathy Short from Cleveland, Ohio. She says, good afternoon, Jim, our lovely family from a gray, dreary Cleveland. Thanks for brightening my day. It's my pleasure, my friend. We're so happy to do that. And Bernadette is here. Hello, Jim and lovely friends. Looking forward to you all getting to know Roy's music, wit, and storytelling skills. I know, Bernadette, you're a fan of Roy's as well. Also happy to be joined by friends. And Nan Milligan is here. Have a cup of Irish coffee in hand and ready to enjoy another lovely afternoon. I know we had two shows yesterday. We had Corner Boy live from Ireland yesterday. Then we had incredible two-time Grammy-winning songwriter, musician, and producer and performer Dennis Scott last night. Check those episodes out on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Bernadette, this will be fun. Roy is a great guy. You got it. Ann Wozniak says, good afternoon, Jim and all lovelies. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. You as well. And thanks for joining us. Sherry says, hello, lovelies. Seems like we were just together. Happy to be with Mr. Lovely and all of you this afternoon. Good to see you, Sherry. Linda Odell from St. Augustine, Florida, USA. Good afternoon, Mr. Lovely. Good afternoon, lovelies. Good to see you, Linda. Nan says, we are one big happy family. We sure are. Absolutely, my friend. Bernadette says, hello, fellow Lovely regulars. Welcome to Lovely Hall, Roy. We're so excited to meet you and learn all about you and your music. Juanita is here from South Africa. Welcome, Juanita. I know you like the early time because it's usually late when we start our show for you in South Africa. Hi, Jim and Lovelies. Hope you're having a great day. We sure are. From Wichita, Kansas, USA. Hi, Jim and all our lovelies from Maryland. Sherry says, it always makes me smile when I come to Lovely Hall and see our lovely family here. I'm blessed and it's a joy to hear that. I appreciate that, Sherry. And we'll keep that vibe going for you here. Marilyn says, welcome, Roy, to Lovely Hall. Kathleen Walker from New York City says, hi, Jim. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good weekend. Absolutely. You too, Kathleen. Linda says, good afternoon, Roy. You are now a Lovely. I filled him and he already knew about the Lovely because he saw it happen with Phil Coulter and so many others. And he's ready to accept your Lovely. Love your hat, Mr. Lovely. Thank you very much. And Wozniak, welcome, Roy. So happy that you're joining us this afternoon. Love all of your music. That is cool. Jennifer Barry from Allentown, Pennsylvania. She's going to be Zen. I'm ready for Jim and Roy and Lovely for some of me Irish crack, slancha. You better believe it. Merlin is here from Canada, from Ontario, Canada. Hey, all lovelies, and Jim, good to see you as well. Let me tell you about our amazing guest. He is live in Ireland right now. He's got his guitar with him. He is ready to go. But first, I just want to tell you a little bit about him. He's scored a lot of affection from so many people around the world because he's so good at what he does. And if you're familiar with him, then you know that he's fresh from the success of being shortlisted on the ballot for Grammy Awards in 2 categories. Cork singer-songwriter Roy Buckley released another self-penned single back on October 5th of this year, focusing on a theme of immigration and the loneliness of exile. Dark Rosaline captures the thoughts of a man dreaming of home and wondering if he will ever return. As a youngster, Roy recalls hearing the legendary Tommy Macon perform a poem of the same, and the Dubliners performing an instrumental version. In learning the history of the piece, he was inspired to write his own immigration song. Dark Rosaline is an ancient name for Ireland, and the song tells the story of an Irish immigrant missing his homeland as he watches a ship at sea. He dreams of his native soil. Roy is a singer, songwriter, musician, entertainer, and recording artist from Cork City, Ireland as well. And since childhood, he has collected Irish music and song, and in 2012 established the hugely successful Song Collector Sessions concert series with 50 concerts under his belt since then. Internationally, of course, when not grounded by COVID-19, like a lot of people, Roy spends several months of the year touring and performing at festivals and events all over the world. He has performed in Denmark, Sweden, Portugal, Spain, Finland, Estonia, Holland, Norway, the United Kingdom, the United States. And they've enjoyed this young Corkman's music, storytelling, and unique voice too. Phil Coulter, who again, dear friend of ours and of the show, who was a guest just a couple of weeks ago, recently described Roy Buckley as the last of the great balladeers. while iconic songwriter Pete St. John, who personally asked Roy to sing his song Taratanzi, called him the voice of Munster. His summer 2020 release, The Old Man on Patrick Street, reached #2 on the Irish download chart and has since made it on the first round of shortlisted songs in the running of the 63rd Grammy Awards in 2 categories, Song of the Year and Record of the Year. So much more. We're going to learn about this fantastic Irishman, filled with music and song and wonderful stories. Let's welcome live and direct from Ireland, singer-songwriter Roy Buckley. Roy, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. It's a pleasure to have you with us, my friend.
How are you doing? Thanks for having me. Good. How is all you doing? All your listeners and all the lovely going on and everything. I love it.
It's fantastic, huh?
How are you doing?
Excellent. I'm doing well, my friend. And look, here comes that lovity. Kathy Henderson says, yay, hello, Roy. So happy to see you coming on here. Kathy, welcome to the show. We hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love that. In South Africa, Juanita says, welcome to the show, Roy. And Kathleen in New York City, welcome, Roy. Mary Bishop, welcome, Roy. Bernadette says, welcome, Roy, to Lovely Hall. Long time no see. Looking forward to the crack. Slancha Bucko. Roy is amazing, from Jen Crap, who is watching. We appreciate that, Jen. Good to see you here. Hope you love the page as well, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And Merlin says, hey, all lovelies and Jim. Thank you very much. She is in Ontario, Canada. She's one of our longtime lovelies as well. Kathy Short says, welcome, Roy. It's a pleasure to have you here. How have you been, my friend? It's been crazy times, of course, with everybody being at home and working out of their homes and home studios and so much more. And thanks a million for joining us. You were with us when Phil Coulter was on, and you were commenting and really a part of the show. And we really appreciate that. How have you been?
Well, as good as can be expected, Jim, for the year that it is. But look, the way I view the whole COVID pandemic is you have 2 ways of dealing with it. You either lie down and die and give up, or you try and be positive and create something out of it. And that's what I chose to do. So, I'm grateful to have so many great followers, loyal followers. So I go live twice a week on my Facebook page and play music. So I'm grateful that I have a platform to perform, and that's how I've gotten through it. So to answer your question, I'm not doing too bad, for the year that it is. It's okay,
And you just had that release in October, right? Tell us about that. That's really cool.
For Dark Rosaline?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a story about Dark Rosaline now well, as you mentioned there, Dark Rosaline is one of the names for Ireland, one of the ancient names, like Banva, Roisin Dove, Roisin, Éireann, the Old Woman, names like that. And since I was a kid, I loved the image of Mother Ireland as a kind of a beautiful, noble woman. And it stuck with me. And you mentioned hearing Tommy Makem sing a Dark Rosaline, which was a poem. That stuck with me. And then there's 2 different songs there, because this really goes back to the 16th century, Jim, because in 1601, there was the Battle of Kinsale here in Cork, which was the chieftain Hugh O'Neill and Hugh O'Donnell. And they fought in Kinsale and almost defeated the English. And after that, Hugh O'Donnell went to Spain to seek help from the Pope and the King of Spain. And it's said that he wrote the poem Roisin Dove, which is Irish for Little Black Rose or Dark Rosaline. So it's said that he wrote the poem. There's 3 theories on this. It's also said that his chief bard, Owen Rua Macon Vard in Irish, or Owen Rua Macward in English, wrote the poem Roisin Dove. And then there's a totally different theory of a priest who was giving up his vow to become a ploughman for the woman he loved. Anyway, in the 18th century, James Clarence Mangan translated the poem Roisin Dove to English, which became Dark Rosaline. And that's the version you would hear Tommy Makem sing. But then Padraig Pearse and Thomas Kinslade's versions of that poem translated to English are totally different. So I just loved it. I mean, if you listen to Sinead O'Connor singing Roisin Dove, it's a lot different to the Tommy Macon version. There's two different melodies. And
Right.
I believe it was in 1890, a woman called Alicia Needham put music to that poem. So all that swimming around in my head, I thought I'd put the title of my song as a nod and respect to all the writers and the artists who've been influenced by Mother Ireland. Now, the melody is my own, the lyrics are my own, but the title is a respectful nod to all the writers who did it all before me, basically. I think that might answer your question in a very long way.
No, that's great. We're storytellers. The Irish are storytellers. How did you first get started early on in your youth in music, my friend? Were there inspirations? Everybody always tells me that in Ireland, you either have a guitar or a fiddle put in your hand real early when you're a kid by, the family, by the parents. Okay, here, learn an instrument, play music. It's a big part of the Irish way and the Irish culture. For you, tell us about some of those early inspirations and influences in your life when you were a youth, and that inspired you to want to pursue music, not only as a livelihood, but as a passion.
Well, I was lucky enough to grow up in a family that loved folk music. And to be quite honest with you, I thought everybody had this in their house until I was old enough as a teenager, when my own friends would say, when is the next time your family are having a party? Can I come? Go, yeah, come on. Because I thought everyone's house had those sing-song sessions, So I grew up around that. And my father's side are a bit musical, but mostly my mother's side are all singers and songwriters and things. So it was there since before I ever came into this world. It's been in our family. But folk music I always loved. I love all music, but folk music, ballads, and that is my first love. When I was 9 years old, my mother got me my first guitar, and I got some lessons in school. And then I got some private lessons a few years later from a great guitarist in Cork, a man named Steve Leahy, and picked up some of my own, styles and things along the way as well. But
what kind of music did you like to listen to back then? What were some of the sounds that were, on your radio or CD player or what have you?
Well, while my pals were buying the latest pop records, I used to be scouring the record shops of Cork looking for folk albums. I used to spend all my pocket money on the Dubliners records, Paddy Riley, Jim McCann, the Clancy Brothers, Stockton's Wing, Christy Moore, Furies, And if there was one song on the back of an album that I didn't have, I'd have to buy that album to have that song. So I've been kind of collecting them since I was a kid.
Any English or American artists that you enjoyed too?
Yeah, of course. I love all artists, but if I had to pick one genre or one style, it would be Irish folk. Yeah, I love great songwriters like the late great John Prine or Guy Clark or Billy Joel or Albert Hammond or whoever. I mean, who doesn't like the Beatles or So there's so many. Yeah, of course I do. I love it all, but ballads and folk songs still are my first love.
Absolutely. So how did those doors open for you when you first got started, Roy? What were some of those opportunities that came your way that sort of opened the door for you, where you were able to really make inroads in what is generally a very competitive and demanding industry, the music industry?
Do you mean how I started performing live, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Which led to everything else. Yeah.
When I was when I was a teenager at about 14 years old, a family friend called Jimmy Byrne, who still gigs around the city here, used to play in a traditional session in a bar called The Residence. It's in the city centre in a place called Blarney Street here in Cork. And every Thursday night, Jimmy would pick me up, and I'd go and I'd play in a trad session until I was doing it for a good few years, and then I was out gigging on my own after that. But Jimmy was a big influence there, because I would go every Thursday and I'd try to have maybe 4 or 5 new songs for the next week. So without even knowing it, I was kind of building up a repertoire of songs. That was one thing. And in school, I played a little bit, and I think I just jumped into the deep end. And I think I was 16 or 17 when I went out doing my first solo gigs in bars and things around the city. So that was the initial approach. And then I recorded an album in Dublin. It was the City by the Lee album. Cork is built on the River Lee, so City by the Lee is about Cork. And I was working with Dave Brown from the Black Donnellys. It was Dave's studio in man, I'm reeling in the years here, thinking about going through my memories. Yeah. So I would travel up and down to Dublin for about 2 years doing all sorts of recordings with the Black Donnellys, basically. Dave Brown, Dave Rooney was there, Dave Hughes was on it, a lot of great guys. So that was my first real professional album, I would say, which brought me to lots of different places. And it's just about putting yourself about, being hungry for it. Just keep trying to kick down doors. If there's any young guys watching, I would tell you, just don't give up. Keep trying to, find your way. And then sometimes things happen. You come across different people. I'm lucky enough at this stage in my career to have performed with a lot of people I idolized growing up. Phil Coulter being one, Pete St. John, Liam Riley, great songwriters, Mikey Hanrahan, Finbar Fiore, and it doesn't just happen, it's different connections, how things, experiences are born, really. It's about putting yourself about and maybe catching a bit of luck along the way.
That's what it is. Absolutely. Now, you've had an opportunity to, perform beyond Ireland as well. I mentioned some of the cool places that you've had an opportunity to perform. Tell us about some of those venues and festivals and opportunities you've had outside of the UK and Ireland.
Well, the most recent ones, because you're based in the US, I love playing in Las Vegas with my pals, the Black Donnellys, and
oh yeah,
I love there, especially around St. Patrick's Week. If I'm not in Ireland, I'll do stuff around Vegas. Last St. Patrick's Day, not this year, but the last year where we could celebrate it, I was gigging in Lake Havasu in Arizona. It was again, the Black Donnellys were involved in this festival. It was beautiful. The weather was lovely. It was on the lake, and it's really cool walking around in nice warm weather. It's probably raining back in Ireland, and you can stroll around. And Dominic Leach from the Furies came out with me, and a lot of great bands from around America and Canada and Ireland and things were there. So that was the last festival I played. Really, was over there in Arizona. Again, I love gigging around America because everybody is so welcoming and everybody is very enthusiastic to speak about their Irish heritage, whether they're Irish people who have emigrated recently or whether they're second or third generation or whatever. They really want to know bits about songs or bits about stories. They love making themselves known, and I really love that.
What I think is really great about a lot of Irish performers is they pay heed to those who've come before. Like Sherry says here, what a wonderful story. Love the way you've referred to Ireland as Mother Ireland. That's so beautiful. And Bernadette says, Roy gives such respect to all the legends, and he definitely is one himself. And Merlin in Canada asks about the Irish Rovers too, and their influences as well, and maybe any appreciation or involvement with the Rovers. But paying heed to those who've come before seems like it always has been the Irish way, and I think that's terrific.
Yeah, I think no matter what aspect of the industry you work in, everything boils down to one word, and it's respect. I often say that because it doesn't matter how famous or just whatever you are. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Like, I mean, if you're a worldwide superstar and it's the person opening your limo door for you or handing you your coat or whatever, you just say thanks. If it's, you know, someone in the local pub who's paying you for playing in a trad session, you know, you thank them for that. I think it just works both ways then, you know. But I do give a lot of respect because I think it's due to so many of those great people who we mentioned there, because let's be serious, without them all paving the way, there wouldn't be a platform for the likes of the next generation of us to come through. So yeah, I think it's important to remember what they did and their contribution to the great Irish songbook, you know.
Jen says, I agree, Bernadette is one of the most respectful and humble people. And that's really a nice comment to say as well. And how do you describe your style? You know, people can pinpoint what they feel somebody's style is, but I always like to ask the guest directly how they see themselves and what it is that they want to present to the public at large. How does Roy Buckley see and define his style and genre?
Oh, that's a difficult question. How do I would say I'm respectful to the guys who came before us, like we just mentioned. I would say, honestly, I have a deep love for it. I try to put the songs and the stories across with as much background or information on the song as I can, because, well, for me anyway, it helps me to get into a song more. Sometimes I like to get lost in a song, close my eyes and sing it, you know. But I don't know if I could describe a style that I have, you know. I don't know. Maybe that's for somebody else to answer. I can't really give a straight answer to that.
Or the style of music that you like to play. I know it has that folk orientation. Yeah.
Well, when we kicked off this interview with it, like I am a balladeer at heart, and as much as I do love other styles of music, and I'm able to change it up when I have to, but I'm first and foremost a balladeer.
And one of the last that remain too. There aren't a lot of them left that are doing that.
There is a lot of guys around who are doing it, you know. But I think just because you're out singing Irish songs doesn't necessarily make you a balladeer, you know. Like,
right.
To me, you got to dive into it a little bit. You got to uncover stuff. You got to do a bit of research. You got to love it, basically, you know.
Right.
Just because a guy, you know, puts on a tweed hat and a waistcoat doesn't make him a balladeer, you know. You have to dive into it. You have to, and that's how I feel. And most of the guys who I love performing are the guys who the music comes first. It's not even about the image or the look. It's how it's the guys who I listen to who make me believe it when I hear. And that's not just for Irish folk music. This is all music. If you're singing and I can feel the passion, and if you make me believe it, I'm hooked. But if I, you know, because of the ballad thing, if I'm listening to a singer and I miss a couple of lines of the song, because, for example, they might be trying to force a style into the song to show off a little bit, but then you're losing the meaning of the song. Well, then I'll tune out, because if I'm after missing part of the story, I might as well not hear it now.
Right.
Maybe it's the ballad storytelling thing, but I love hearing the words of a song. That's just my opinion. Now, you know, it's just what I think.
And that comes from being a songwriter too. I mean, as much as you are, you know, a singer and performer, you have a real thirst for songwriting. Tell us about that. And you know, when you look at the definition of, you know, the style and everything, would you say that you are more the singer who happens to be a songwriter who happens to be a singer, or are the passions and the loves for both pretty much equal, Roy?
Well, I think it is important to evolve a little bit too, you know. So when it comes to songwriting, I think that's a whole different hat now, you know, that you wear, because performing and songwriting are two separate things. Now, when I write songs, Some are folky, some are not folky at all. But I like to create characters in songs. For example, the image of Mother Ireland in Dark Rosaline, the image of the old man on Patrick Street in the other song. Well, I'm hoping in January now, maybe February, I'm going to release another new song called Devil Rose, which is totally different to what I have put out already. So I think approaching the song, you know, you asked me earlier about family and stuff. Well, my uncle, Mick Hutchinson, he's a great songwriter, a great performer, and everything. But Mick would often say things to me as a kid, like, you got to serve the song. And whether that's performing it or writing it, he's got a point there that you don't force something into it that doesn't need to be there or whatever. You kind of nearly leave the song tell you. But songwriting is a craft, and it's not just, you know, I'm going to write a song in an hour. So you'll be lucky if you did. Sometimes a song can take 10 years. You know, there's different ways of writing songs. Like you mentioned Phil Coulter. Well, I had Phil Coulter on our Song Collector podcast, and PJ Coogan, my radio friend who co-hosts with me, he put the question like that to Phil about songwriting. And of course, Phil crosses so many different genres with his songs because he's a genius. He can like write pop songs, or, you know, like what does he call them? His teeny bopper era, the Puppet on a String, and the Basically Rollers hits and stuff that he had written. And he says, and you got to respect, you got to listen to these guys. If you're writing a pop song and it doesn't have that snappy, like a pop song is supposed to be catching you straight away. He said, if you're laboring on a song, for a pop song, for 5 or 6 weeks, throw it in the bin, because it no longer has that snappy thing that a pop song needs. The hook drawing you in. But then again, if you're writing a deep song, like use Phil as the example there again, The Town I Love So Well. There's no way you'd write that in an hour or a few days. Like I would imagine that took Phil months, if not longer. You know, because that's a much deeper song with a different style altogether. I mean, so approaching songs, writing songs, it depends on what style you're writing in, or what your message is in your song, is what I would say. That's a difficult question to answer, but I hope I gave some little bit of an insight.
Absolutely. How did you get connected with Phil? How did that all happen? That's a great relationship to have, Roy.
He, again, look, all that Phil has done in his career, what a storied career, such a legacy. But you mentioned the Song Collector sessions in the intro there, and that's a show I have. It covers 3 things. It covers a live concert series. It covers the podcast, the Song Collector podcast, and another new project I'm doing on YouTube, where I'm archiving my favorite songs from Ireland and beyond. So there's 3 things, but it all started with the concert series back in 2012, where I would bring in all the Irish greats to different size venues, big and small, just to give Irish music a platform. I'm very passionate about our own artists and our own music. So I would bring in Liam Riley from Bagatelle, Mike Hannon from Stockton's Wing, John Spillane, Leslie Dowdall, Derek Warfield, Phil Coulter, Christy Dignam, and Joe from Aslan. Everybody, just to have a platform for our own, because Irish radio isn't very good to Irish artists. They don't get played enough. So
really, are they playing more international, overseas artists?
Well, I give you an example. I had a friend over from California who said to me, you know, Roy, when I turn on the radio here in Cork or in Ireland, I'm listening to the same music I hear back home. And that's cool, because look, there's room for everybody, but there's a lot of great Irish artists who kind of get overlooked a bit. Anyway, that's a whole different argument. You asked me about how Phil came to how Phil came to play.
We'll do a whole show on that other one. You'll come back. We'll title it something else. Roy's Rants.
It was 2014.
You have a swig.
I need it. I called Phil's office, and Phil loves telling this story live because I wanted to get Phil to play the song collector sessions,
Yeah.
and the office said, no, they're not going to happen. Go away, stop ringing, And anyway, I called back the following week, and I spoke to Phil, and he says that we spoke for about maybe 30 minutes, and he said straight away he got my passion and my love for the whole business and songwriting and everything. So he agreed to come and play 4 shows with me that year, and that was really the start of our friendship. After that, we stayed in touch, and Phil has called me in on a lot of his own concerts. Actually, around this time every year when he does his Christmas tour, I'll guest with him, and I'm missing that this year because it's always a pleasure to do that. That was it. We kept in touch and on different things, and I've worked with Phil on different things, like different shows of his, and again, the last couple of months it's been great working closely with him during this lockdown pandemic thing from his lockdown lounge. So yeah, we go back a few years now,
Are there any artists that you would love to collaborate with, maybe do duets with, be a part of the production with, that are sort of on your list, your wish list?
That are living or not?
Start with the ones that aren't, that you wish you could have, and then the ones that are now still with us that hopefully you can with down the line.
So many. I would, again, because my heroes are a lot of folk performers and writers and things, I would have loved to have worked with, of course, Luke Kelly, or I would love to have did something with Jim McCann or Liam Clancy, or even, great songwriters like Ewan McCall or John Prine or someone like that. I would have loved to have gotten a song from one of those guys, or somehow worked with them. Yeah, there's a few of those guys who are living. Well, I'm lucky because I've worked with so many of the guys that I did want to work with, like Phil and like Pete St. John, like Liam Riley. Who else is there? There's so many, I love to work with. I'm in a unique position, Jim, because a lot of my heroes are Irish, and I have worked with them, or toured with them or whatever. So
folk, of course, very big here in the States as well. Peter, Paul, and Mary, and so many other folk artists. Do you Bob Dylan and Judy Collins, and the list is endless.
Yeah, Woody Guthrie was another one of your great folk writers. Dylan, Guy Clark. Who else is there? Oh, you've got so many. It's just brilliant. I tell you, I met one of my favorite songwriters called Albert Hammond, who he's written songs for everybody. Songs like One Moment in Time for Whitney Houston, When You Tell Me That You Love Me for Diana Ross. In Ireland, he wrote Good Looking Woman, Teresa, and Make Me an Island for Joe Dolan. He's written Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
Yeah.
Just huge hits. The Air That I Breathe for the Hollies was another one. To All the Girls I Loved Before, all these great songs.
And Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now was by Jefferson Starship too. Yeah,
right. He wrote that for them.
So a lot of, and that leans pop too. So a lot of pop essence as well. Yeah.
Well, again, like Phil Coulter, Albert Hammond can write in different styles. Like, he's written for everybody from Johnny Cash to Chicago to whoever, Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson and everybody. So again, and it's funny because Phil and Albert are actually pals. It was Albert Hammond who rang Phil Coulter from Las Vegas to tell him that Elvis Presley was singing My Boy, So that was a cool story, and I got the story from the two of them because Albert Hammond was coming to play an Irish tour, and I was trying to get the opening slot for him in the Cork Opera House because Tommy Swarbrick, the great promoter and performer as well from the show bands era, he was putting the show on in the Cork Opera House. So I called him up to see if I could get the opening slot, and he said, "Right, Albert has so many hits. that he doesn't have an opening slot. He does a 3-hour show straight through, and we went to see him. So Tommy said, "Look, there's no opening slot, but come in and meet him at his sound check." I said, "Great." Stood on the stage in the Cork Opera House with him. We got a photograph or two, and we spoke for maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes. And I said to him, you know that song, "It Never Rains in Southern California"? Well, he wrote that as well. And I said to him, "Is it true that you wrote that in Fulham in England?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "I looked out the window and it was raining in Fulham." And I said, "I wonder where it's not raining. I bet you it's not raining in California."
Right. It never rains in Southern California.
So that's when he started the song. And then he followed it up with, "You know, Roy," I said to him, "I thought it was about your life when you made it and you were in California now, and that's when you wrote it." And he said, "No, it's actually about my life in Madrid."
Wow.
I said, "So it was written in Fulham in England, and it's about your life in Madrid, but it's called 'It Never Rains in Southern California.' Why is that?" And he said, "Because if I called it 'It Never Rains in Madrid,' nobody would have bought the record."
Nobody would have bought.
You know.
Now, that's a story that I think even here, and anybody watching around the world that knows that song that's been around for so many years, would be very surprised by. That's the first time I'm actually hearing that story. I had no idea, Roy.
Yeah.
You have any more behind the scenes nuggets like that? We love stuff like that.
I see if you go on, something might jump into my brain.
What's the true meaning of jingle bells? I'm sure they meant something else.
Hey, it's a family show, man.
Yeah. Of course. So that's cool. So you've had an opportunity to, really come across a lot of great people, and congratulations on being on that short list for the Grammys. Tell us about when you heard that was the case. I mean, what is that? We've had a lot of Grammy winners and Grammy nominated people here on the show as well. Our show focuses about everything in life, not just music, but when we talk about music on the show and have guests involved in music, we've had people involved in Grammys. When you heard that, I'm sure your toes started tingling a bit, huh?
Yeah, it's my first time ever being even associated with the Grammys, so it was really cool. I really have to thank a man called Ryan McSweeney. He's got Ryan Music in San Francisco. It's an independent label and all that. So he heard my song through another guy called Des Whedon, who's originally from Wexford. Des has worked in different venues that I've played around in America, in, we say, Washington, D.C. and Florida and different places, California. So Des called me up and said, Ryan McSweeney heard your song and he loves it and he wants to put it forward for the Grammys. I said, Des, I'm hanging up the phone. Go away. Stop trying to wind me up. And he said, "No, I'm serious." So then I spoke to Ryan. I've never met him, but I hope to. He said, "I love the song. I want to put it forward." So I was thrilled to even have a song of mine put forward for the Grammys. That was on the 4th of July. And then on the 30th of September, he called me to say, "Your song made it on the Grammy ballot," which is like the first round,
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, and he said, "And you're in for 2 categories, Song of the Year and Record of the Year." Of course, I was blown away. Like it's not every day one of your songs goes that far. But I keep saying this: what I'm most proud of is to see an Irish folk song go that far in the Grammy process. That means something to me,
Yeah.
And it was cool because, and then after that, I got a phone call again from Phil saying, "Roy, you got to get your ass up here to the Lockdown Lounge. We're going to do a version of your song together." So, that was probably even better than the Grammys, to have a songwriter like that call me up and say, "We're going to do one of your songs." So that was really cool, to do that. That's how I found out, and that was how how it happened.
Oh boy, that's absolutely amazing when you think about it. And that's what happens, when you care about what you do and you pay heed to those who came before, and you really are particular about your craft, and you work hard and you collaborate with others who sort of think the same way, who want to inspire, lift other people up, who want to connect and provide really good entertainment and things with impact, not just, in this case, music that goes in and out or one-hit wonders, but music that really stands the test of time. A lot of folk music, a lot of music that's really of good quality stands the test of time and through generations. And I know that's really important to you, isn't it?
Well, I'll answer that like this. Just this week was the 11th anniversary of Liam Clancy. And I remember going to see him in the Cork Opera House maybe a year or two before he died. And I remember him speaking about folk songs. And he said, history books are the propaganda of the winner, as in the winner writes the history. He said, but folk songs are written by the people of the time who lived through it. So there's a lot of truth in the folk songs, and I think maybe that's what I get from it. They just seem real.
Exactly.
And, that's not to knock any other style of music. Now, I love a bit of rock and I love blues or different things, but I think that's why I'm mostly drawn to folk songs and folk music, is because I can feel it more.
Speaking of which, and take another swig. You've earned it. You want to play us something? I know you've got some music you want to share with us. Merlin in Canada, while you're getting set up there, asked, as far as the Grammy nomination, best album or best song, what was it for? She was asking.
It was for, there's no folk song of the year in the Grammys, which is surprising because...
Isn't it? I know.
Yeah, I mean, folk music is such a big part of everyone's culture. It was for Song of the Year and Record of the Year, so two different categories. And that to answer your question, that's what it was. No, there is actually a folk album of the year in the Grammys, but I didn't release an album. I released a single, so I wasn't on that. Anyway, we've been speaking about the Old Man on Patrick Street, so maybe I'll sing that one for you guys while we're talking about the journey it's been on. It's been on quite a journey this year. I was just saying this last night to my viewers on my live gigs I do. So just during this whole pandemic, all the viewers who've been coming into my virtual Irish pub on Wednesdays and Saturdays, they've been really good to me, and they're keeping me sane during all this, giving me a platform. So
is that amazing how that happens?
It really is, and I'll sing it for them tonight. So the song is about homelessness, and just for some of your viewers who won't be aware of the song, the Old Man on Patrick Street, well, he is a fictional character. Patrick Street is the main thoroughfare here where I come from, in Cork City. It's the main street. So it's named after...
that's where you are right now. You're actually in Cork City.
Yeah. So I wanted to give it a location, so I chose my own hometown. Homelessness is not just in my city. It's not even just nationwide in my country. It's everywhere. And this song is just to shed some light on it. And I tried to be as delicate and respectful as I could with the lyrics, because everybody's got a background story. Nobody starts out in their life to end up living rough, So here's the comment. Maybe it's just a social comment on the issue, but here it is anyway. I hope you enjoy it. The Old Man on Patrick Street. He's there in the sun and he's there in the rain. All the lines on his face showing his pain. Nothing to live for and nothing to gain. Every day in his life is all just the same. For the old man on Patrick Street, he's walking the streets day and night. His hands all wrinkled and his hair is snow white. A champion fighter one time in his life, but nobody cares about old boxing fights. He's the old man on Patrick Street. and darkness falls. No one hears him call, but the moon and the stars of the night. Tonight he sleeps alone. How can we do this to our own? Sweet Jesus, won't you look down tonight? He had a rough life from the start. When his wife left him, it tore him apart. But he found a new lover, keeps him warm in the dark. She's Nancy Whiskey, he keeps her close to his heart. He's the old man on Patrick Street. I saw him last week and man, he got old. Worn out clothes and his story untold. Asleep on a bench out in the cold. Nancy beside him, the woman in gold. He's the old man on Patrick Street. And darkness falls. No one hears him call, but the moon and the stars of the night. Tonight he sleeps alone. How can we do this to our own? Sweet Jesus, won't you hear him tonight? I passed by today by that old man's bed. An empty whiskey bottle lay there instead. Someone left flowers and a note that read, a short message remembering the dead. For the old man on Patrick Street. For the old man on Patrick Street.
Really nice, my friend. Really nice. Merlin says, love the raspiness of your voice. Jen is giving you green hearts. Linda Odell in Florida says, wow, amazing. Merlin in Canada, thanks, Roy. Very lovely. Such a poignant song, so well written with such an important message as well. Mary Bishop saying, what a wonderful song. Great job, Roy. Makes you think. It really, really does. For those who haven't been to Ireland at all, or especially, you know, where you are there in Cork and Cork City, describe for us Cork City and what it means to you and what the area is like.
It's the center of the universe, everybody.
Again, not New York City, it's Cork City.
It's the center of the universe. It's well, it's a city that's built in two valleys. The people here are great. There's a great love for music. There's a great love for sports. There's a great love for everything, really. Yeah, it's a very welcoming place, I would say. And I mean, if you walk down the streets in Cork, like Oliver Plunkett Street, there's, well, not in these times, but in the good times, there's music coming out of all the bars along the streets. There's all different styles of music and everything. So, yeah, I mean, they call it the Rebel County, but there's a lot of nice people living down here. So yeah, if you're ever in Ireland, get down here and look around, and there's lots of things to see, like the famous Shandon Bells. You got Blarney Castle. You've got all those things. So yeah,
Blarney Castle, right? Have you kissed the Blarney Stone?
Just recently, actually, in the summer, we went out for another trip, and you know, there's a lot of gardens and everything around Blarney Castle too, so you can walk around for a while and go in and climb up the steps up to the top where the Blarney Stone is. So they say if you kiss it, it gives you the gift of the gab. You know, you can you speak too much, so maybe I shouldn't have kissed it at all.
Now you have to be lowered upside down or something,
That's right.
right?
Yeah, there's two guys, and you can't fall or anything. There's a bar and things, you know, underneath. That's the metal bar that stops you from taking the tumble. But yeah, you go in upside down, and they hold on to you, and you kiss the thing, and you're back out again.
But if the people that are holding you have any
You know,
scent of,
so good. You know,
Guinness,
it's great.
you might not want to have them held you.
Yeah,
have somebody else lower you down. You have
it's
yeah, it can get risky.
it's a good thing to do. You know, if you're ever in Cork, that's one of the things. And if you head down West Cork, there's a lot of great stuff down there, a lot of history as well. You know, you've got the home place of Michael Collins and things like that. You can go and check things out. So yeah, if you ever find yourself in the south of Ireland, the Southern Riviera,
The Southern Riviera, that's right.
you can come down and see a few things. Yeah,
Just with a light, cool breeze and a little mist of the ocean. That's about.
and then at night time, come in and find one of my gigs, and we'll knock out the songs as well.
That's right. And may even take requests too, right?
Absolutely, I love taking requests.
Folks, if you have any too, let us know. Tell us about, share another one with us. Is there another one that speaks to you, Roy, that you want to perform for us on the show?
Another song? Yeah, there's loads. I mean, I love all the songs. But you know what? Let me do. There's a lot of Irish Americans and people on board here tonight. So let me sing Dark Rosaline, because we mentioned it earlier. This was the follow-up song from After the Old Man on Patrick Street. And again, I keep thanking my followers around the world and in Ireland and around the world, because they got this song to #1 on the Ireland Top 100 songs in less than 16 hours. So I was thrilled about that, and they're all so great to me, you know. So this is the one I was telling you about earlier, with all the history and going back to the 16th century and all that. Mother Ireland, basically. So the story in my song is it's from the point of view of an Irish immigrant in America, and he looks out to sea, and he's watching a ship sail off into the darkness, and he starts visualizing. He's missing home, and he starts visualizing Mother Ireland calling her sons and daughters home. So I think the message in my song really is it's just letting people know that the Irish immigrants, that there's always a welcome home for you whenever it is, you know.
Let's do a toast as well. We always toast our guests.
Cheers.
So cheers, Sláinte. There we go.
I'm only drinking water. You're on some sort of cocktails there. Yeah?
It looks expensive and fancy, doesn't it? It's just pink lemonade. It's just pink lemonade. That's all it is.
That's what I would say too.
But then again, over here, it's only 4 p.m. So the night is young.
I know it.
When I come over there, you can show me around the town.
I was just going to say, maybe next time I'm in New York, we'll get out and have a look.
Absolutely.
Show me the town. A lot of people actually, speaking of New York, a lot of people think that I wrote this song about New York, but it's basically anywhere along the coast of America where you can see water, because
that's where we are here. Yeah, that's where we are here. Yeah.
So, and of course, New York being, I mean, Ellis Island and everything. I mean, the first to cross the threshold was a girl from Cork, wasn't it, in 1892, Annie Moore from Cove. So she went over with her 2 brothers. Anyway,
you know, I wanted to tell the since you're from Cork, County Cork, and Cork City there, I was mentioning to you off air, but I'll mention it to the audience as well. I have a little bit of a Cork story here. I was, being Irish on my mother's side, friends of mine, they have a Cork connection, some of my friends, and it was the Irish consulate and all in New York that invited me and friends to march in the famous St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City, 5th Avenue. And I hadn't done that in years. since junior high school or something, when I was in the Air Force ROTC or something along those lines, Boy Scouts, when I was in the Boy Scouts.
That's only
I said,
4 years
sure.
ago.
Yeah. So I said, sure. All right. Let's do it. And so they said, we want you to come with us. We're with Cork. And I said, sure. Yeah, I'll join you guys. I would join anything, any of the county representation. It doesn't matter where they are, northern, southern, east, west, middle. We'll have a good time. And so the Cork contingent said, come with us. So I did. So we're marching, New York City, having a great time, beautiful day, St. Patrick's Day, big parade, waving to everybody, smiling, and the bands are playing and everybody's cheering, and all the, the viewers, the spectators lining the streets of Manhattan as we're marching in the St. Patrick's Day parade. And it was really a blessing and a joy. But, with all the noise and the bands and the cheering and everything, I wasn't sure exactly what I was hearing. Now, New York audiences, whether it's a concert, whether it's sports, whatever it is, are very expressive and emotive and energized and very passionate. So, and I've had a lot of artists come over. I've interviewed on public television that have said that. They said, Julie, we love a good New York audience because they let you know if they love you, boy, they're going to they'll get up and cheer. They're not just going to be like that. They're going to be like, yeah, come back. So we're marching.
If they don't like you, they'll tell you too.
They'll let you know that as well. They'll hold the door for you.
I love New York. Go on.
It's a real festive atmosphere. So a little quiet right now with COVID. Everything is sort of closed, but hopefully they'll come back. So we're marching down, Fifth Avenue. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, windy day in March. And I'm hearing all of these people when we pass in this Cork contingent, we pass all these people and they're waving and they're cheering. Now I say, gee, I keep hearing up something, up something, up something. So I'm like, well, people are in a festive mood. They've probably had a little maybe, and we are in New York, and, maybe it sounded to me like they were saying, up yours, up yours, up yours. And they're doing it smiling and waving too. They're like, up yours, you, yeah, that's you, me, yeah, up yours. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm talking to my friends we're marching with, we're smiling and waving. I'm like, are they, I mean, I'm waving and I'm saying back to the spectators, I'm saying, you too, you too, you too. I mean, little children too. Everybody's like, grandmothers, like, I thought they were saying up yours. They go, Jim. That's not what they're saying. They're not saying that. I said, well, what the heck are they saying? They're saying up Cork, up Cork, up Cork, up Cork. I just didn't hear the Cork part. Now I know if I march again and the Cork contingent says, come with us, they're saying up Cork and nothing more. Pretty cool, huh?
Great story, man.
So that's your introduction to your song. Can't top that.
This year in Ireland, without to put a sad spin on your funny story now.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't get home this Christmas because of COVID, and it can't be good for the mental health for anyone around for Christmas and all that. So tonight, let me sing it for everybody who's away from Ireland and missing home, and hopefully they get back in the new year and everything, Anyway, Dark Rosaline.
And Juanita says from South Africa, with smiles, up yours. And Mary's smiling and ha 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 and LOL, and they say they're loveities. They say it all with love.
Absolutely, Hey, as they say over here, if you haven't got the crack, you have nothing. You have to have fun.
That's right. That's right.
I watched this ship sail one American night over a dark ocean, away out of sight. In the summer's warm breeze, my mind wandered free. I thought once again of dark Rosaline on a faraway island of green and gold, where the aging of love never unfolds. That's where she's waiting across the foam for her sons and her daughters. She's calling them home. Many have fallen for her charm and her ways, her music and laughter, the array she displays. Those who have loved her are those who have seen the wonder and beauty of dark Rosaline. There's a silver stream where the moon beams and waves gently lap a scene from a dream. I see her dancing in her gown of green, calling us home, dark Rosaline. La da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da da. When I left, she was smiling and wishing me well. Her tears fell like rain. She was hurt, I could tell. One day I'll go back, though the future's unseen. Too long I have missed her, my dark Rosaline. Many have fallen for her charm and her ways, her music and laughter, the array she displays. Those who have loved her are those who have seen the wonder and beauty of dark Rosaline. Many have fallen for her charm and her ways, her music and laughter, the array she displays. Those who have loved her are those who have seen the wonder and beauty of dark Rosaline. You have a Jim.
Nice. Really nice, my friend. And the comments coming in, Linda O'Donnell in Florida, St. Augustine. I'm so enjoying his singing and telling us his stories. And Sherry saying, absolutely loving the stories and the songs as well. They're really enjoying it. And again, you have, and Merlin in Florida, in Canada, a little bit colder in Canada than it is in Florida. Really enjoying Roy. We're warming her up in Canada with the songs. You have a real, you have a modern vibe, but you also have an old school sensibility too, which I think is really, really cool about you and your style and the presentation. And if people have noticed that about you, haven't they?
Well, you know, that's nice of you to say and everything, Jim, but I just think songs deserve the respect, and you know, if you're going to be singing them, you might as well try and do it properly. And I try to deliver songs as best I can, and it's nice if people can take that from my performances or my chatting to you here or whatever. But I really don't see it as anything out of the ordinary, because it's just what I love to do.
It's who you are. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a reflection of who you are. Are Are there venues that are on your list, places that you would really love to play that are like dream venues for you anywhere around the world?
Oh, yeah, I suppose there is. Everybody, dreams of doing big places like, I don't know, Carnegie Hall or somewhere. But it's a
Yes.
long way. It's a long way to get to that. Yeah, there's all of those kind of places. But it's strange because I I take a lot of love out of different things. For example, this isn't the venue, but you know that in Dublin they have the Jeannie Johnson, the famous tall ship, the Famine ship, and it's an exact replica of the original Jeannie Johnson, which brought I think it did 17 trips, bringing Irish people to the New World during the famine. And they were called coffin ships because a lot of the time, a lot of the passengers didn't make it across the other side.
Right.
But the Jeannie Johnson, well, one of its claims is that it never lost a life on board. So I performed on the Jeannie Johnson with Pete St. John. I know Kevin Glacken was on fiddle and Brian Furlong was performing as well. But Pete St. John is the man who wrote The Fields of Athenry and Dublin, the Rare Old Times and all those great songs. And The Fields of Athenry is about the famine. And I really took something. You can get this on YouTube, by the way. Somebody videoed us. So standing on the Jeannie Johnson, which is an exact replica of the ship that brought people to the New World, with the man who wrote The Fields of Athenry, to me, that's worth more than playing any of those Carnegie Hall or Royal Albert Hall or any of those big venues, because that's part of our identity, you know, our culture and our heritage. So, yeah, maybe that answers your question. It's just I like those kind of memories rather than, it doesn't just have to be a big massive stage, you know. It's something that I'll hold close to my heart till they lower me down. You know, that kind of thing means a lot. And I do a lot of work with Pete nowadays too, like for the last few years. But he's another amazing man. Pete is in his mid-80s now, and he's still writing great songs. You know, actually, I have a thing here. You see this? This is a scarf called a Ramdy Da, it's a song that Pete wrote about for the centenary of the Easter Rising, and you can see Tara Tansey there, right? And this is a Guinness World Record badge. We broke a Guinness World Record in Vegas some years ago as well. But this scarf is Pete St. John put this around my neck, and that means something to me as well. He called me up back in late 2015, or yeah, it might have been early 2016, and he said, I want you to sing my song about Tara Tansey and about the Ramdy Da scarf. This scarf is like a symbol of freedom. So he told me, you know what, I might as well sing it for you now that I'm talking about the song so much. But
that would be
kind of a
cool.
happy little
Cool.
number, you know, about a girl called Tara Tansey who came from Galway. I went to Dublin to perform in the Fesh on her fiddle. She used to play a fiddle. So the story goes that when Padraig Pearse stepped out of the GPO during the Easter Rising to read the proclamation for the new republic, you could hear Tara Tansey playing her fiddle in the building behind him. And I asked him, well, what's the deal with the Ramdy Da? You know, what's that all about? And he said she used to wear a green, white, and gold scarf as, like I said, a symbol of freedom, and she used to wave it, you know, in defiance. So that's what the chorus is, Ramdy Da, you know. And I thought it was a cool little song, but it was great that again, like, I mean, one of the guys I loved growing up, and you work with him, and to be giving you songs like that. And recently, he just gave me another song called Waltzing on Borrowed Time, a song he wrote about climate change. So I'll do something with that as well, hopefully in the new year. But yeah, I mean, those kind of things mean more to me than big stages around the world, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's something that I hold dearly. So want me to sing that song for you? What I have?
That would be cool. Yeah. You set it up nicely too.
Tara Tansey lived her dream in the rising of 16. at Easter time 100 years ago, when she answered Ireland's call as a rebel rise or fall in gunfire at the Dublin GPO. And the ramdy-da she wore was a scarf like none before, honouring the spirit of 16. And her fiddle graced the morn with the new republic born, and its proclamation set the scene. Ramdy-da, ramdy-da, everybody wave your ramdy-da. It's a symbol of the free, uniting you and me. Here's to Ireland and the freedom, ramdy-da. So beyond all right or wrong, let us honour them in song, the rebel men and women of 16, led by Pearson Connolly, fought and died for liberty. We remember when we waved the ramdy-da, ramdy-da, ramdy-da. Everybody wave your ramdy-da. It's a symbol of the free, uniting you and me. Here's to Ireland and the freedom, ramdy-da. So if you love old Ireland, shake your neighbour's hand, and everybody wave your ramdy-da. It's a symbol of the free, uniting you and me. Here's to Ireland and the freedom, ramdy-da, ramdy-da, ramdy-da. Everybody wave your ramdy-da. It's a symbol of the free, uniting you and me. Here's to Ireland and the freedom, ramdy-da. Here's to Ireland and the freedom, ramdy-da. Here's to Ireland and the freedom, ramdy-da. It's a nice little number, that
It really is.
it's a toe tapper, so that's what that's all about. I didn't even plan on singing that song tonight, but
See?
it's just when you
get the feeling, you get the vibe, and you just roll with it, right?
Yeah. But it was more to answer your question about the venues and places I want to play. I mean, I think memories and who you're playing with is more important than where you're playing or whatever. Don't get me wrong. The prestige of doing, I the first time I ever played the Cork Opera House here was a huge thing for me. Back in 2009, I was special guest with Finbar Fury and.
Oh yeah.
With Johnny McAvoy and stuff. That was a cool one. The first time going out to play in Vegas was cool, or even just going to America in general, out to play a few places there. Or, I have a lot of different memories, like our Olympic medalist here, Robert Heffernan was he was in the Olympics 5 times, and he got a bronze medal in his last Olympics. And they called me up, would I play for Rob when he got his medal. Of course, that was a huge honor to do that. Robin's a good friend of mine, but it was the first time there was ever an Olympic medal presented in Ireland. So it was great to do that kind of thing. I showed you this there. There's I don't know, can you see this? Oh, there we go. This is from a Guinness World Record that we broke in Las Vegas. That was, of course, another cool memory for me because my pals, the Black Donnellys, had put together this show for longest concert, 24/7, round the clock. Now there was a cast of thousands because there was a great background team who had to who made sure we were all on time, and there was all different rules. Like you couldn't. You had to be playing the next song within 20 seconds of the last song. You couldn't repeat a song for something like 6 or 8 hours, things like that. So the background team were great. And there was also bands from America, from Ireland, from Canada, from everywhere who came to perform on this. So there was loads of people. But Liam Riley, the other great songwriter who I love working with, from a band called Bagatelle, the famous Irish supergroup, he wrote songs like Summer in Dublin, The Streets of New York, Boston Rose, Flight of Earls, all those big ones, Raining in Paris, Second Violin, all those great songs. So Liam came with me because we did 2 of my song collector sessions within that world record attempt. It went on for 372 hours and 10 minutes, which is about 15 and a half days. Yeah.
Wow.
So we all got certs and little badges and things. So I have that with me as well here. That's another great memory of a great time on a stage, you know. Yeah, the memories mean a lot to me rather than the size of the stage, you know.
Tell us about the room, the setting where you are. People always like to know where the guest is and some of the things that are around them. And tell us about the guitar that you have that you're playing with on the show today, Roy.
Well, this is just my living room anyway, at home. So nothing special there. But this guitar, yeah, there is actually a bit of a story behind this guitar because when I released this is about 40 years old, I think, this guitar. So it's older than me. My uncle, I mentioned him earlier, Mick Hutchinson, he gigs all around Europe and everything as well. And Mick flew home for my album launch and he cancelled a few gigs, got 2 flights just to be there on the night back in 2009. And he gave me this guitar as a gift. No, I had to pay for it, but it wasn't, he didn't charge me full whack. And he gave me this, and he gave me a little gramophone clock with the 4th of March 2009 on it, the day of the launch. And so that's where I got this guitar from. So yeah, it's starting to look a bit like Trigger, though, Willie Nelson's guitar. Speaking of Willie Nelson, I'll show you something else. That guy, my Uncle Mick, was gigging in Copenhagen, and one time when he was home, he gave me a gift. I have to find this now, a plectrum that was given to him by Willie Nelson. I'm trying to find it here. I have a lot of different plectrums in there. There it goes. So I don't think I've showed any of my own viewers this yet. But
you had to find it. You had to dig through all the money first before you could find it.
Yeah, this says Over the Big Pond Tour 2008, A Moment of Forever. On the other side, I think it was Willie's 75th birthday or something. Yeah, it was. It says 75 and still smoking.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you a look. Here,
That is cool.
I'll show you. Can we get a close up on this? Over the Big Pond, 2008. And on the other side, it's there you are, 75 and still smoking. He's crazy. I love Willie Nelson, though. I think everybody loves Willie Nelson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. To all the girls I loved before. And yeah.
On the Road Again.
On the Road Again. And
just great. Yeah. So that was it. That's where I got this guitar. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there about that.
No. Tangents are good. People love tangents. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's
yeah, this guitar. Well, it's come everywhere with me now. You know, this is the one I play most of the time anyway. And it's still in good nick. Actually, I remember the first time I played with Finbar Fury was in a place called the Flying Enterprise Lounge in Cork. And when I took out my guitar, he had the exact same guitar as well. And you know, we were joking about that, but yeah, I knew it was a good one when Finbar had the same one. You know, so.
And you play a variety of different guitars as well?
No, I'm just an acoustic guitarist, really.
Yeah. Have you dabbled in electric?
I had an electric for a while when I was a teenager, but not too long. You know, I don't know, maybe just because of the style of music that I was most into, it didn't really require an electric guitar. But you never know, maybe I'll get another one and change things up.
How about other instruments too along the way? Have you dabbled with other instruments?
Yeah, on the trad sessions, I would pick up a bodhrán and things and knock out a sound on that. Not really. I remember having a 6-string banjo one time, but it's like playing a guitar, so you don't really count that as you know. Well, you know, it might play it slightly different, but the tuning was the same and everything. But no, mostly just guitar.
Are there other styles of music too that you've thought about playing with or that you've dabbled in? I know folk is a big genre.
No, I do like you know, I like I like a bit of rock music, but country music as well. I would have a huge love for. I love songs with stories in them. So country music kind of nearly goes hand in hand with folk music, and
Yeah.
that's where the American great writers come in. Like I mentioned, John Prine and Guy Clark, and even Willie Nelson. There, you know. I like Johnny Cash. I loved what the Highwaymen did that time with Chris Christopherson, of course, another legend. Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and Waylon Jennings all on one stage. That was amazing. So yeah, I would have a love for country as well. Yeah.
Mm. So when you look at everything, you've been trying to stay creative through all of this craziness of this year, right? And stay connected, which is terrific. And I know everybody's itching for things to reopen and to get, back to business in a way, and everybody connecting with each other. When you look forward, what are some of the cool things that you have on the horizon, Roy, either coming up, or these are things that you definitely want to do? I know as a songwriter, I'm wondering if you've ever had the thought of, scoring film music or anything along those lines, or doing anything involving Broadway or any other venues that are out there to express music.
Well, the thing I'm most looking forward to when all this COVID-19 business goes away is singing songs with a room full of people who are singing them back to me. That's the thing I missed most.
Yeah.
But other aspirations, like I never really thought about maybe I might write it. I'd love if one or two of my songs were in a movie, but I never really thought about taking on the job of scoring a whole movie. I think no, that's not really something on the horizon for me right now. Anyway, maybe you know what might be closer to it would be I wouldn't mind maybe acting in a movie at some time. I think that might be something that I would be interested in doing, taking on some sort of a role in a movie. Broadway, never considered that either, but you never know. You'd never know.
You never know, right? You never know.
I'm just looking forward to getting back on the road. I'm looking forward to in the new year I will drop another new song called Devil Rose, which probably shows off a different side to my songwriting, because it's more along the lines of kind of like a piano bar, a jazz club type feel to it, like maybe like a speakeasy type
Right.
feel to the song. That's another character I created called Devil Rose. So
So do you prefer situations where it's more of an intimate venue, or are you into stadiums and coliseums and the mass crowd? What speaks more to you, Roy? Do you like more of a situation where you can see the faces and see the smiles and hear the voices? Or have you always, some people, they love, the stadium performance, the big concert hall performance as a performer, and some like the more medium and more intimate sides of things. What speaks to you, Roy? Not that you wouldn't do any of them. Everybody would probably do all of them.
yeah,
A gig's a gig. But from your heart, what speaks to you more? I'm getting a
honestly,
vibe that you really like the one-on-one, the intimate, to really know the audience and feel the audience and work with the audience and have a relationship.
honestly, I like all the scenarios. I really do. If I have an intimate room, yeah, that would be great. Maybe you do a bit more of the storytelling or whatever. But no, I mean, I have no problem with big crowds. I remember I got to sing our national anthem in the stadium here in Cork for a final one time, a GA final with 40,000 people there. So I have no problem with that. I love that actually. So no, it's a different type of gig. I mean, I love energy in gigs. Give me a big crowd and I'll try and make them enjoy it as best they can. Give me an intimate crowd and I'll maybe do my gig a little bit different to tailor to that. But all of them, I mean, I wouldn't be shy, like so big crowds wouldn't scare me or anything.
Juanita asks if are you a fan of Johnny Cash?
Yeah, who isn't?
Right.
who
Right.
is, you know.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You got another tune you want to share? So people, there's a lot of
I
people
was
that
messing
are,
around.
yeah, there's a lot of people
Um,
discovering you for the first time live or maybe in the archives as well. Bernadette's saying Roy's a genius at backstories. We do love the backstories. Sherry is saying we love stories in Lovety Hall here on the show. And you're really sharing some really cool stories with us. You have another tune you want to shower with the people? Shower the people. I think that's James Taylor.
I love James Taylor as well.
Another good one, right?
A great one, yeah.
And Carole King, and yeah,
Absolutely, all of those. So you see, you can feel the passion in it, you know. Any of those. I mean, look, we didn't really mention any of the female singers, like I mean, Aretha Franklin, for example. Come on, man, what a voice, you know.
Judy Collins, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So you have to admire that. Like even if their style of music isn't something you're into,
Yeah.
you can still feel it. You can still feel the passion, and that's the
Joan
thing.
Baez, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all of those, they're all brilliant, you know. Anyway, about the stories, I do love the backgrounds. You know, it just maybe it gives the viewers what I get is like the more information I have on a song, the more I feel I can get into the song or deliver the song
Right.
because you can feel it more, you know. And I think that's what I try to do. I would think if I was doing, to answer your last question again, like if I was doing a big stadium or a big stage like that with thousands of people, maybe you'd hold back on the stories and be more about the performance because of the size of the gig. But if it was more intimate, I think people like to hear the ins and outs of how a story came about or where you performed it or who wrote it, or, for example, or whatever, you know. Anyway, what about if I give Devil Rose a go for you, so because this is going to be this will be my new release in
Cool.
hopefully in January. So
All
hopefully
right.
you can let me know what you think of it, guys.
Absolutely. The one and only Roy Buckley on the Jim Masters Show Live. You're just joining us. Thanks for joining us, everybody, all around the world, all the lovities there, and hope you're having a good time with us.
Oh, oh, oh. Da 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 I have seen the burning fires in your eyes. I have never known a woman that never cries. Your heart is black as night, your serpent tongue tells lies. But I have seen your devil's soul neath your pretty disguise. Men fall at your feet when you go walking by. The forbidden fruit is the one we all want to try. Temptation can lead a man to wreck or die. The devil rose as ways a man can not deny. Devil rose, devil rose, devil rose. Da 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 da. I see you sitting on your high horse, and I can't help but wonder, have you any remorse? So cynical, every move you planned, your charted course. You've taken all I could give, and you took it with force. Devil rose, devil rose, devil rose. The devil rose will take a man for all that he's got. Every man is helpless to the devil's plot. Her body, her eyes, her face, her lips, they're all so hot. The devil rose takes men's souls, and she'll never stop. I have seen the burning fires in your eyes. I have never known a woman that never cries. Your heart is black as night, your serpent tongue tells lies. But I have seen your devil soul neath your pretty disguise. Devil rose, devil rose, devil rose. Da 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 There it is, Devil Rose.
Really nice, my friend. And lots of people are loving it as well. And cool stuff, cool stuff. I tell you, you know, when you get the feedback of people and they're moved by, you know, what is a passion and comes naturally for you, which is this love of music and really good music that has these stories behind it. Sometimes there's nothing better, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose there's a bit of validation in our you know, you kind of a sense of accomplishment, I would think, or achievement. If you know, one of your songs does well, or people seem to like it, or you know, what's been really cool for me in the last few months since the Urban on Patrick Street and Dark Rosaline went out, I've been getting videos from people who have been singing it in different parts of the world. I got one from a group of Irish guys who were working offshore. They were having doing a gig on board a ship, and they were singing my song. I got it from a factory out in New South Wales, and I got a video from Olaf, a guy, a musician in Holland and things. So it's really nice to see my songs do that, and I think there's no greater compliment than to see somebody sing words and a melody that you put together, you know. So yeah, I mean that's kind of cool. All right.
Juanita in South Africa says, love it. And Marjorie Hunter, great song. Marilyn in Wichita, Kansas, USA, awesome. Renee Oscom in Iowa says, very nice. Kathleen in New York City says, very nice. Linda Odell says, beautiful. Mary Bishop says, very nice. Roy, another winner. Bernadette says, singing along, Roy. Come on, girls.
That's all the that's part of the online crew from my gigs. I was saying earlier, when I go live
Bernadette, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I go live on Wednesdays and Saturdays on my Roy Buckley
there.
music page, and they all tune in and they look for some of the songs. So thank you, guys.
Anne says, always love hearing the story behind the songs. Makes it more meaningful when you hear it, especially if it's the first time. How are you doing over the holidays or in the holiday season? Are you guys laying low? Bernadette says, brilliant as always. Sherry says, wonderful as well for the song. Any plans for the holidays now? Or are you just laying low there? Because you still got... they lifted, we had Corner Boy on yesterday, Mick from Corner Boy, and he said that they lifted the restrictions in Ireland, but still you can't go too far from home, right?
I believe right now you can't travel outside your county, but I'm looking forward to. Well, I'm seeing some of my family as well. I mean, I was just speaking with my sister Joanne, and we're going to plan to get out for dinner some night, and I'm looking forward to going to my parents' house for Christmas Day and catching up with yeah, my brothers and sisters and things. I'm looking and seeing the nieces and nephews and that. So that's important, and I'm looking forward to that more than anything. I will still continue my gigs online for my own viewers. They're my own followers. They're really great, and hopefully the new year brings a bit more positivity, and maybe the vaccine comes in and we can all get back out and do a bit of work. In the new year, hopefully January or February. I'm trying to figure this out at the moment, what the launch date for Devil Rose is going to be. So I've that happening, and I've got a few things lined up with Pete St. John and Phil Coulter and a few others, Liam Riley. So I have a few plans in for down the line as well. Yeah, so look, there's a few things on the horizon, but again, look, it's like everybody else. It depends on the COVID restrictions, because they're telling us right now in Ireland that after Christmas in January and February we're going to be in full lockdown again, which is going to restrict us from doing lots of different things. But I'm not going to take it lying down. I'm going to try and find a way to be creative.
Is that because they expect people are probably gathering maybe when they shouldn't over the holiday, and then there's that, they're waiting for that here too, because we just had Thanksgiving here in the States, and I mean it's extraordinary. I mean right now there's
but it's sad though, Jim, because there's so many, especially elderly people who might live alone, or their kids have emigrated or whatever.
They're not able to see and
and on top of being afraid to leave their home and all that because of the virus, there's the whole they're not getting to socialize, and that's terrible.
The way it is here right now, they said. And again, that's at the time of this broadcast, and this will be archived so people can watch this, years and months from now. Somebody here in the United States is dying every 30 seconds from it. Every 30 seconds, 2 people a minute.
That's crazy.
2 people a minute. So it's and that's not counting in the recent Thanksgiving gatherings that happened and things of that nature. They're expecting. They got the vaccines. Thank God for Pfizer and some of the others. They got the vaccines. I know they've rolled things out in the UK, but still, we've got some tough months. It's colder, the winter, and that's what it is.
Other people, it depends on who you listen to, because everybody's got a good point about different angles on this. And, other people are raising the point about what about the pandemic of people's mental health and other things that are
the economy, right? There's so many factors, right?
There is, but everybody's trying to do the right thing and be in this together and do what's expected of us and everything.
Which is the key, together, right?
It is. But look, Thanksgiving over there and Christmas and everything coming up, families haven't seen each other for so long. They are going to gather, and I'm sure, that's kind of, it's unavoidable, really. People haven't seen people for so long.
Months and months.
They kind of need that too, but it's trying to do it all in the right way without hurting anybody is the way to move forward on that,
Has it caused you to think differently about life or anything? Maybe the fragility of life, the shortness of life, the importance. I know a lot of people have been saying, and I'm sure this is around the world, but I know here they've been reassessing their lives. They've been reevaluating their lives as far as the things that they've done in their life thus far, the relationships they have, the work that they've done, and are they living their dream? Are they living their passions? And a lot of people are saying, I think I'm going to pivot. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to sort of switch things up because I want to do what really speaks to me. A lot of people have been saying that and are wanting to come together and be more united and less divisive. But from an individual point of view, a lot of people are stopping to say, especially now that they're working from home more, they have time to be able to say, gee, maybe I haven't been doing the things that really satisfy my needs and who represents who I am. And a lot of people are looking to to foster that and feed that as they go along, live their true dreams as opposed to somebody else's.
I think people should do that anyway. I think people should, like, there's no point in working in a job that you don't like. I mean, that's, you know, or doing something you don't like. You've got one go at life. You might as well try and do the things that you care about or you're passionate about. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it's made everybody sit back and think, I took a lot of things for granted. And now that it's taken from me, yeah, maybe we're all getting a bit more humble or softer about things that we're able to realize what's important in our own lives. And I think COVID, especially for family, because like I mentioned earlier, people who can't get home wherever they're living, they can't go home for Christmas or they can't gather in a lot of cases. I think family has become, you know, very prominent for people, even the people who are close. You know, we always make plans and sometimes we don't follow through in them. You know, like you plan to meet up, and then something gets in the way, and then before you know it, another year has gone by. So maybe it'll make people realize that family is important, or friendships and stuff, that we know they're there, and we love them all, but we don't sometimes take the time to catch up like we should. You know,
Right, because we live such busy lives now. Everybody's on social media and cell phones, and just everybody's moving quickly. And sometimes we forget the simple things in life and those basic things in life that really truly matter most. And like I say on this show all the time, it's always those constants in life, those things that are always there, whether it's the ocean, whether it's nature, whatever it is, the things, you know, the sun goes up, the sun goes down, and appreciate some of those things in our world that are really true blessings and that are always there for us. And that includes family and friends and great relationships. It's really,
I think everybody should just follow whatever dreams they have or whatever passions they have, and that doesn't have to be fame or fortune. It's just whatever you're into. Go and do it, because what you said there, the sun going up and the sun going down, and the sea, that's been happening long before we were on this planet, and it's going to be happening a lot longer after we're gone from it. So you've one go at it, live it, and just basically your philosophy of life should be, don't try and make it hard for others, and enjoy your own. That should be it, you know.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right, my friend. Did you want to play something to play us out? I don't know if you have anything holiday oriented or anything that a quick tune to play us out as we get ready to wrap, because I know you've got another project you're working on, and I don't want it to be too late there for you.
Well, I'll tell you, look, I only ever sing this song around Christmas. I know this is it's a powerful song, written by Cormac McConnell. It's about Christmas during the First World War, Christmas 1914 it's called. And it was written by Cormac McConnell, and all the McConnells have all sorts of awards for their writing, because Mickey McConnell would be Cormac's brother. He wrote songs like Only Our Rivers Run Free. He wrote another song called Peter Pan and Me that Liam Clancy covered. He's another funny one called Little the Aldi, about the shopping centres over here, and things like that. The supermarket. He all the brothers, they write columns in the paper. They write short stories and things. So I was only speaking to Mickey about 2 weeks ago. I was doing an interview in Chicago, and I was going to do this song on it. So I was talking to him about it. And I do love singing it because, well, you're talking about things that make you realize not to take things for granted. Well, this song for me did that, because you realize how barbaric war is. And in 1914, during the First World War, there was that famous Christmas truce, and soldiers put down their guns, and all along the Western Front, they met up and they played football with makeshift soccer balls, and they shared flasks of wine and stories and jokes and family photos and everything. And following day went out and killed each other again. But it's the song is about the German soldier who sang Silent Night during that truce. And Silent Night goes back nearly 100 years before that, because Silent Night was written in 1818 by I believe it was an Austrian priest, because the organ in the church had broke and he needed music for the midnight mass. So he got a friend of his to put music to it, and he wrote Silent Night, or Stille Nacht in German, I believe.
Mhm.
So 100 years nearly later, was it 96 years later, in 1914, the song played a big part in that truce when the German soldiers sang it. And, anyway, that might be enough talking about it. Maybe I should just
That's
sing.
great. No, it's great. It sets the tone, and it also tells a story of it, so people appreciate it even more when they hear it. But
The song has different titles because I knew it as No Man's Land as well. And I didn't realize that a lot of people don't actually know what No Man's Land is. And I'm sure you're aware, it's the stretch of land between the opposing trenches during a war. And, nobody wants to be found there, so it's No Man's Land. Anyway, I'll sing the song for you. It's Christmas 1914, and this is written by Cormac McConnell. In 1914, on Christmas Day, on the Western Front, the guns all died away. And lying in the mud on bags of sand, we heard a German sing from No Man's Land. He had a tenor voice so pure and true. The words were strange, but every note we knew. Soaring o'er the living, dead and damned, a soldier sang of peace from No Man's Land. Oh, silent night, no cannons roar. A king is born of peace forevermore. All's calm, all's bright, all brothers hand in hand. In 1914, in No Man's Land, they left their trenches and we left ours. Beneath tin hats, the smiles bloomed like wildflowers. With photos, cigarettes and flasks of wine, we made a soldier's truce on the front line. Their singer was a lad of 21. We begged another tune before the dawn, and there, mid all the blood and death and fear, he sang again the song all longed to hear. Oh, silent night, no cannons roar. A king is born of peace forevermore. All's calm, all's bright, all brothers hand in hand. Mid gas and rusty wire in No Man's Land. In the dawning, the guns boomed in the rain. Then we killed them and they killed us again. With bayonet, bomb and bullet, gas and flame. And neither them nor us were all to blame. There was a heavy fighting all throughout that day. For one night's peace we bitterly did pay. That night they charged, we fought them hand to hand. And I killed the lad who sang in no man's land. Oh, silent night, no cannons roar. A king is born of peace forevermore. All's calm, all's bright, all brothers hand in hand. But still that soldier sings, and his ghostly voice still rings, with the captains and the kings made no man's land.
That's a very, very powerful.
There it is.
Yeah.
Christmas 1914, what a song.
Really powerful song, my friend. I just want to show you some of the feedback that has come in as a result here. Sherry says, another amazing show, Jim. Thank you for bringing Roy to Lovely Hall. I have thoroughly enjoyed spending my afternoon with both of you. Bernadette says, so glad you came on Jim's show, Roy. Great job. Thank you, Roy, for sharing your evening with us and singing this beautiful song. Wishing you and yours a happy, blessed, and safe holiday. Renee in Iowa, USA. Thanks for the great music. Kathleen says, and a couple of the folks have been saying, Kathleen's in New York City, and I noticed it too. You have a little bit of a Rod Stewart quality to your voice too.
Know, I met Rod Stewart one time in Vegas. His crew used to come in. Well, they still do. They go in to see the Black Donnellys, and one time I was gigging there with Dave Brown from the Black Donnellys, and Patrick Lowe came in, who was Rod Stewart's personal assistant guy, and he invited us down to meet Rod Stewart for his sound check the following day. So we met him only for about a minute, but yeah, I love Rod Stewart. He's great.
Really nice.
I never got the Rod Stewart thing before, but thank you.
A little bit. Yeah, it's a good one, right? Marilyn says, thanks, Roy, for sharing your stories and songs with us today. And Sherry says, had never heard this song before, following some of my favorite Irish singers, and now my Christmas isn't complete without hearing it. Thank you, Roy, as well. That's a real beautiful comment as well. Juanita in South Africa, great show, lovely music. Thanks, Roy, for your time and keep well. Marjorie Hunter, amazing story, heartwarming song as well. Kathleen in New York City, that was nice. Thank you for sharing your music with us as well. Kathy Short, this has been a wonderful afternoon, Roy. Thank you so much for the great conversation and music. You too, Jim, as well. And Linda Odell in Florida. Thank you, Roy, for sharing your life story and songs with all of us Lovedies. Linda Odell, so beautiful. Mary Bishop, thank you for your stories and singing, Roy. Brilliant. Kathy Short claps. Kathleen claps as well. Wonderful. Another amazing show. Thanks for bringing Roy to Lovely Hall. Enjoyed the afternoon with us. Before we scoot out, there's a couple of quick photos that really I know mean a lot to you that maybe you can. There you are with Phil. Tell us about a couple of these, because these are too good to let slip by.
That was just after breakfast in Cork. I was after picking Phil up from the train station. He was doing a show for RTE, Irish TV, and I told him I'd pick him up, and brought him to the studio and things. That was that photo, yeah.
That's cool. Nice suit he's got on, huh? He's a
Oh,
crisp
yeah.
dresser too, isn't he?
Absolutely, man.
He is a
There's
crisp.
nobody better than him.
Absolutely. Look at this shot.
Oh yeah, that was in Kerry. That was on one of Phil's shows. That was,
Mm,
it's called My Van. There it is, the Lockdown Lounge with all his discs behind him. Look, he
I
told
tell
me.
you.
I looked. I was fascinated. The first disc goes back to, I think, 1967. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, I
so
know.
many. Yeah,
There's so much weight on that wall. You would think of the wall would just collapse down on itself
yeah.
with all the weight of the platinum records, Phil Coulter gold records, and so much more. How about this? There's the Dark Rosaline.
There's Dark Rosaline. Yeah, that's the artwork for the latest single. For any of your viewers who are interested in it, yeah, that's Mother Ireland looking out. I think, you
Yeah.
know, I have it. That was the Old Man on Patrick Street cover as well.
Nice artwork too. Really, really nice artwork.
Yeah.
Where was this taken?
Where? Cork Opera House.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that must be, you know, when you're performing in your home city too, you know, you could go around the world, but when you come back home, there's something special about that, isn't there?
You know, there's everyone in Cork, most people anyway, have a love for music, and that really shines through because, you know, you walk down the street and you meet some of your old pals or people who come to your shows and your gigs, and they always seem to be aware of what's going on recently, and it's very nice, you know. They say that your hometown is supposed to be the hardest place to play, but you know, the people here have always been good to me, I have to say, so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's just a great shot there.
That photo was Bagatell's 40th anniversary concert tour and they came to the Cork Opera House. Liam Riley rang me, says, Roy, you're on the gig. You're doing the gig with us. I was like, no problem. I'd love to be there. Such a milestone for Bagatelle, you know. It's 40-something years now, but 40-odd years of original music, you know, and still on top of their game. Brilliant band, the Irish band. Very proud to work with those lads. They're great. Liam Riley in particular, he's one of my favorite songwriters as well.
Absolutely. And here's, I mean, that's just a great shot. You seem to be having a really good time. You like working with the audience, don't you?
Yeah, I like having a bit of fun with them if I can. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about because, you know, when you get a chance to do that with people, there's nothing better. We've got another cool one here. I love this shot. You're like in a studio happening here.
That's for my my YouTube project. I have a YouTube channel called The Song Collector Sessions where I'm archiving all my favorite Irish songs and, well, folk songs because it's songs from Ireland and beyond. And that was a shot somebody took, same thing. So there's a couple of videos up there. I have more to come. So there's that on YouTube. So if anyone wants to check it out. There's Christy Dignam from Aslan and Mike Hanrahan from Stockton's Wing. That's backstage at one of my Song Collector Sessions.
Nice. That's a great shot too with everybody.
Yeah. That was, that's Arizona Paddy Fest last year. Dominic Leach is with me there on the accordion. Anyone who's went to see the Furies in the last number of years will have seen Big Damo on the accordion with those legends.
And what was that like?
In Arizona?
Yeah.
Great. Outdoor festival. It was a lot of great bands were on it. The Black Donnellys put the whole thing together. Louise Barry was down there from the Diddley Idols down from New York. She emceed it. And it was a great crowd and all the different vendors and stuff down the back of the area. It was very well put together. It was a great festival and I enjoyed playing it.
How long was the festival? A couple of days?
A couple of days, yeah. Then I was back. So I was in Vegas and then down to Lake Havasu and then back to Vegas. So it was all around St. Patrick's week. So it was all tied in there, yeah.
Really, really nice. There's another cool shot. Darren Holden, I seen. He's going to be coming on our show in about 2 weeks. He's there on the left.
Darren Paul, yeah. That was because I have the Song Collector podcast where I sit down with all the legends and talk about their journey in music. So the High Kings were in for a chat and Phil Coulter did one and spoke to Finbar Fury and Mike Hanrahan and loads of different people just about their journey in music. So that's where that photo was from. Yeah. Oh, there's Dave Brown from the Black Donnellys. That was at one of the song collector sessions.
That's a nice one too.
2 pints of stout in front of us. There's Finbar Fury. Jesus, yeah, that was 2009, the Flying Enterprise Lounge.
Yeah.
And if you look at that photograph, he has the same guitar as me now. That's
really?
The 2 guitars are the same.
Oh my God. That's incredible. Wow. Is Johnny McAvoy?
Johnny McAvoy. I did the Opera House with Johnny again around 2010, I believe. Yeah, another legend, yeah. Lawrence White, my pal Lawrence passed away. He produced the Old Man on Patrick Street and Dark Rosaline and everything. Yeah, he was doing sound for one of my song collector sessions in that photo. 46, man, and he got a heart attack and passed away in the middle of the album project.
At age 46 years old?
He died at 46, yeah.
That's the same age, I believe, that George Donaldson from Celtic Thunder passed away at home over the holiday with his wife and daughter in Scotland, which was another sad loss.
Phil Coulter always speaks highly of. Oh, there's Liam Riley. Phil Coulter often speaks highly of George, so that's nice. Liam Riley. That was another song collector session. Liam came and played one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, all the memories. There's Phil putting me through my paces.
That's it.
For his lockdown lounge. There's Pete St. John on board the Jeannie Johnson. I mentioned that earlier. Singing the Fields of Athenry there and Dublin the Rare Old Times, all his great songs. Another gent.
Like the logo too. It's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, really nice. And there's the song collector sessions he established in 2012. My friend, this was really amazing. Thanks really for all of the time. I hope this show, I know you've been watching, you've been a fan of the show. Everybody welcomed you as a lovety. So you're a part of the show. And Sherry even says, please come back again soon, Roy. It's been a joy getting to know you and your music. God bless and take care.
If any of your viewers want to reach out to me on Facebook or any of the other platforms, I'm more than happy to talk to you about a few songs or anything like that. I don't bite.
That's it. That's right.
So listen, what you're doing is great, Jim. I honestly don't know how you're able to do this every single night, though. I mean, that's a lot of work, and you sit there and you're always very happy, and and everything. Behind the scenes, it's a lot of work, and I don't know how you keep up with it, but you're an amazing man. So keep it up.
Well, thank you, sir. And I toast you too, my friend, my fellow Irishman, and Sláinte, and best of the holidays. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you've had. You've been watching as a viewer, and now on as a special guest of my show. And I hope it met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed your time with me as much as I have.
For reaching out to me and everything. Before I go, I want to wish a happy Christmas and happy holidays to you and all your lovelies there, all your viewers and everybody who's tuned in. I hope you all enjoy it in what's been a tough year, and stay positive and stay happy. That's the main thing. 2021 will be great. We'll get back to ourselves and we'll be able to move forward. So keep the faith for now and enjoy the holidays.
Absolutely.
And the year ahead is going to be different. So
it's going to be different. We're going to rise from the ashes better. That's for sure. Kathleen Walker says, stay safe, Roy. And Christine Clifton says, thanks, Roy, for sharing all your beautiful music, fantastic backstories and photos with us today. When singing your music, your talents and passion definitely come through. You're very humble as well. Roy, my friend, this was awesome. Thanks for all the time, all the stories, the music, the levity, the inspiration, all the cool stuff, all the stuff we like to do on this show. And we welcome you back anytime. This was really a blast and a blessing. You keep well, you stay well, the best to you and your family for the holidays. And we will be chatting again soon, and keep me posted on everything. Okay, my friend?
Thank you all very, very much. See you again, man.
Cheers. Now go stretch those legs. I know. Me too. Me too.
Thanks,
you gotta laugh, right? You gotta laugh.
Yeah, If you haven't got the crack, you have nothing.
We Irish are very funny. Cheers, my friend.
Yeah, take care, lads. Thank you very much. Bye,
You're
everybody.
welcome. Bye-bye now. Great time, good times here on the show. Once again, a nice Saturday. I know for a lot of you here in the United States and Canada, it is still, well, now it's the evening. It's about 20 after 5 p.m. We really appreciate Kathy Short says, happy Christmas, Roy, and happy 2021. Linda saying, happy Merry Christmas, Roy, Mr. Lovety, and all the Loveties. Kathleen says, stay safe, Roy. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And maybe this is the first time that you've learned about our great special guest, Roy Buckley. If you go back and watch the Phil Coulter episode, you saw that he was in with that as well. He was commenting and he was talking about the incredible work he's done with Phil. He shared more of that on the show today. And you got a chance to hear his voice and hear his passions and some of those really cool stories and some informative. I love the story about It Never Rains in Southern California. And it's really, now I'll never think of that song the same way. I'll be thinking about Madrid and the desert. You guys are the best. I hope you enjoyed this. We put this together as an afternoon show, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. Over in the UK and Ireland, Scotland, England, and of course in Ireland. And we did that to accommodate Roy because it's now it's about 20 after 10 where he is. He's going to be working on a couple of other projects tonight as well. So what a weekend, huh? Great shows all last week. 2 shows yesterday with Corner Boy, Mick Darcy, who was here. And I'm getting so much feedback about that show. So many people have been viewing that episode on our YouTube channel. They're also viewing the episode I did with music legend Melissa Manchester. That's on our YouTube channel as well. A lot of people watching this today, and you can share it in the archives. If you're just joining us for the first time, I'm your host, Jim Masters. We do these shows every single day. Our regular time is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific live on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. And sometimes we also do it on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Jim Masters TV. I invite and welcome you to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we're growing that even further, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content, because not only do we post content about the Jim Masters Show live and episodes every single day of our series, but we put other content. I have Masters Mantras, positive videos that we put on there that grew out of my positive posts on Facebook for the last several years, and so much more. Even some of my career stuff is on the Jim Masters TV page at YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitch, Periscope, as well at Jim Masters TV. We always like to have entertainment. We always like to have inspiring conversations. We did 2 hours just talking about food. We have some amazing things coming up as we continue the holiday season together. Want to let you know that George Hutton is another brilliant Irish artist. He's going to be joining us in January. He will be with us in January, George Hutton. So look out for that. Darren Holden, who you saw in one of those photos with Roy, he's going to be here in about 2 weeks. Of course, he was with Riverdance. He's with the High Kings. Connor McGinty is going to be with us next week. And that's right, on Sunday, this Friday, Emmett O'Hanlon, who was with Celtic Thunder. He also is a wonderful Irish-American baritone. He's really cool. He's going to be with us on Friday. Next Saturday, Keith Harkin is going to be with us live and direct he's from Ireland originally, lives in Los Angeles, but he's in Portugal right now. He's going to be with us as well, Keith Harkin. And coming up tomorrow, we have 2 shows tomorrow. I tell you, we're working our tails off here. We really are, the Jim Masters Show live. Tomorrow, a very special show at 4 p.m. Eastern with the brilliant singer and actress and even music teacher, Jill Usden, is going to be with us live. And we can't wait to have her here. She's all excited. She's a brilliant performer. She's going to perform live for us as well. That is at a special time tomorrow, Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And 1 p.m. Pacific. Join us as we welcome Jill to the show. And then we're going to have a heck of a time tomorrow night as Tess LaBella joins us as well. Tess LaBella was on our show in the past. We had so much fun with Tess. we're going to do a special holiday show together. And that's going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we have shows at 4 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern. And Tess LaBella is a brilliant actress and comedian and voice actress, and she's going to be a voice artist. She's going to be joining us for some holiday mayhem, some wonderful comedy. We're going to be singing along together and photos, and it's just going to be a great holiday themed episode. So again, Tess LaBella is going to be joining us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget to join us for that. And then the action continues here on our show as we have on Tuesday, internationally renowned caricaturist, wonderful cartoonist Bill Plimpton. He's a cartoonist, that is, and filmmaker and incredible animator. This is a great shot of him, actually. Cartoonist, animator, and filmmaker. Bill Plimpton, he is world renowned. He is internationally known, and he's going to be with us on Tuesday. We're going to see all these visuals, and it's going to be a visually stunning show. And then on Wednesday, incredible performer live and direct from New York City, Bobby Horowitz is going to be here singing and performing. She's a songwriter. She's also a singer and a numerologist too, which is kind of cool. That's Wednesday. Thursday, world-renowned celebrity caricaturist Ken Fallon is going to be here on Thursday. That's going to be absolutely amazing. And then again, as we mentioned on Friday, we're going to be having Emmett O'Hanlon's going to be here on Friday as well, and so much more. Sir James Galway is going to be with us on December 18th. December 18th, Sir James Galway is going to be here with his lovely wife, Lady Jean Galway. He is an internationally beloved flautist, 30 million albums sold, originally from Ireland. He lives in Switzerland with his lovely wife, Lady Jean. She's also a brilliant flautist. They're going to be with us at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. in Ireland, Scotland, England, and Switzerland. They live in Switzerland. On December 18th, it's going to be a very special show. It's going to be a birthday celebration celebrating Sir James Galway's birthday, and a holiday-themed show as well. Jazz vocalist Tammy McCann is going to be joining us here on the show coming up in about a week. Look for that on our YouTube channel, and also you can see the promotion on our Facebook page as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's been an extraordinary weekend. 2 shows yesterday. And if you didn't get a chance to see the episode last night, it was hilarious and so much great music with 2-time Grammy-winning songwriter, musician, performer, and entertainer Dennis Scott. Wow, was that incredible. It's amazing. We're booked with guests just about all the way through January. It's really incredible. We're going to be doing some special shows during Christmas week and New Year's week, some other pop-up shows and host chats and other cool things, as we can slip them in. It's going to be a lot of fun. We love it, love it, love it. Good stuff. Celtic Caper Girl says, good night to you, Jim, and all the lovely family. Didn't see the entire show with Roy, but we'll watch later on YouTube. Perfect. You're glad that Tess is returning. She's a dear friend of mine. Love her energy and sweetness. Absolutely. Tomorrow is going to be so much fun again. Keep outdoing yourself. We sure are. That's for sure. Everybody loving it. Great conversation, Jim. Thank you. Good night, everyone, and stay well. You as well. Yes, you as well. We haven't in a while. We're going to still do it. We have so many guests, and we're working so hard behind the scenes, and then I'm balancing all my professional work. We got to catch up with the viewer of the week as well. So thanks for the reminder. George is a phenomenal tenor. Good stuff. I'm glad that you're a Roy Buckley fan. Thanks to this show, you've definitely widened my horizon. You're the very best, Jim. Thank you very much, Sherry. I appreciate that. The show is all about conversation, bringing back the lost art of conversation, like some of the old school talk shows used to do, because, we really have lost that art of chatting and learning about one another and celebrating one another. I celebrate you. I know you guys celebrate me. We celebrate each other. When we have guests, we celebrate them. It's one big happy family that we have here on the show, and we love each and every one of you from all around the world who go out of your way to share the links and just tell everybody about our shows and join us all the time. I know many of you watch just because you love the vibe. You really love the feeling that we provide here at the show, whether we have a guest or not. And that's really important to me. And it's really, really beautiful. So we're going to say goodnight. We have an early evening here. It's time for dinner and a lot of other things that we're working on. We say relax. Don't forget, we're here 2 shows tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern with brilliant performer Jill Usden is going to be with us, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And then we're back at 7 p.m. for a special holiday show with a lot of holiday mayhem and merriment with Tess LaBella. And it's going to be really, really cool. And a busy week of shows as well. I'll see you on YouTube at Jim Masters TV, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. Don't forget to relax, breathe. Happy holidays, all the blessings and joys of Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa from all of us here to you and yours. We hope you are enjoying our beautiful set here, very holiday themed, and we're going to be adding a couple more things to it as well. And all of your fans are here as well. Your cast of characters, George Burns, he loved being here with all of you as well. And Jeannie loved being here. Gilligan loved being here. There's the Jeannie bottle. I know you guys love that. Jeannie's in there and she says good night. And Gilligan is here. Gilligan says good night to all of you. He enjoyed himself. Bob Denver, who played Gilligan. Silver, he enjoyed himself as well. I think on tomorrow's show, when we have Tess LaBella at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll bring the big panda Lin back on. And maybe we'll do Viewer of the Week tomorrow. As we always say here, don't forget to smile and share the smile and share the lovity. Tell everybody about the Jim Masters Show Live, our fan base of this series, which again, I started over 35 weeks ago, just about every single day, balancing it with my professional work in TV and radio. And sometimes we've done 2 shows a day. We did 2 shows yesterday. We did a show today. We got 2 shows tomorrow, 2 shows next Saturday. And so it's unbelievable. It's all for you and for your enjoyment. And also find your Zen place. We talked about the ocean a lot today on the show with Roy. That's one of my Zen places is the ocean. I love the ocean here in the northeastern United States, grew up on the coast. And also time with loving family and friends, tennis, music, cycling, and so much more. And of course, working in the television, radio industry, multimedia industry, and all the wonderful projects and television stations, radio stations, networks, places I've had an opportunity to work with over the years in my career. And in television and radio, absolutely love that as well. And love all of you. A couple more comments coming in, and then we're going to say good night, and we will see you tomorrow. We have 2 shows again, 4 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern. And again, it's going to be like yesterday. I'm going to have a little bit of time to do a quick change in between and have a quick dinner in between. Who does all of this? Jim Masters and the Jim Masters Show Live does. 2 shows? Same day? Absolutely. And you guys are loving it. And we are too. A lot of work, but we're enjoying it. Good night, Mr. Lovity and all Lovities, as always. And then on Christmas, we'll just go, good night, Mr. Lovity and all the Lovities. Always take care and be safe. You as well. As long as you guys are here and more people discover our show and our wonderful community of Lovities, as we call everybody, and Lovity Hall, it's a pleasure to have you here. We'll keep doing these shows for all of you. Thank you, Mary Bishop. You have a wonderful evening as well. Thanks for a terrific conversation with Roy this afternoon. Great music as well. Good night, Jim and all Lovity friends. You too, Christine. And special good night to your mom. Say hi to your mom as well. Bernadette, thank you for another excellent show. Stay safe and stay well, everyone. You too, Bernadette. Everybody take care. Thanks for joining us. Everybody who's watching us live, we do all of our shows live. Nothing is edited. Nothing is packaged. It's all live. And I love that. The spontaneity of live, the anything can happen of live. We could easily pre-record all of these and edit them and just upload them whenever we want. But I love the live. Maybe sometimes we'll do that if, necessity. But generally, we are here live all the time. And we enjoy it. Good night, Jim. Enjoy your dinner. Absolutely, absolutely. Starving. Matter of fact, I only had something. I didn't get a chance to really eat a big meal earlier today because we were getting the show ready for the Roy Buckley appearance because the show was earlier, and so make sure you eat. And that's what we're going to do right now. And we are going to have a fantastic, fantastic meal. Gang, those of you who've been with us since day one, 35 weeks ago, those of you who have joined us along the way, those of you who are still with us in our series. Some of you have asked, once the pandemic and God willing, all of those things hopefully subside or pass, will we end doing this? Well, and I know some of you are nervous that we'll end doing all of this because I'm so busy during the week. As long as you guys are here, this is a show and a series, this entertainment lifestyle talk show series that people have asked me to do for years in conjunction with all of the work I do professionally. And as long as all of you fabulous people around the world, and even right here in the United States, are with us, and you continue to spread the word and more people discover, a lot of people ask, how do we help the show? Keep telling everybody about it. Loving the Facebook page and YouTube channel, and just keep telling everybody, when you bump into somebody, tell them, hey, I'm a Lovity on the Jim Masters Show live. Everybody loves it. The guests too. And I love it too. I love what we've created here, gang. And you are fully a part of it. I know I'm the host and the executive producer and technical director and all of that. But you guys from around the world and all of our great guests are what also makes it happen. And that's why I love bringing you in with your comments and your posts and your wonderful commentary. And I toast all of you as well, wishing you the best of the holiday season from me and mine to you and yours, everybody around the world. Good night, my friends, as well, who are watching. See you all tomorrow, Lovities. Good night, all. Good night, Mr. Lovity. Thank you very much, gang. You're truly the best. Time for dinner. It's about 5:30 here Eastern, where we are. Wherever you're watching, it's always a blessing to have you here. This is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time. Again, 2 shows tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, an amazing show, and then 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will be here. Both shows tomorrow will be on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and on Facebook at Jim Masters TV. And we will see you then. Love you all. Thanks for joining us for this Sunday afternoon episode. It was cool with our very special guest, Roy Buckley, live from Cork City, Ireland. Really, really cool. Sluncha. Jim, hugs for being you. Thank you very much, Bernadette. I really appreciate that. Global Lovity. I love that phrase. That's exactly what we've got here, right, Christine? Global Lovity. Again, one more time, we thank our very special guest, Roy Buckley, for joining us here on the show. He's a viewer, a fan of our series, and now a special guest, and now a Lovity. The Lovities, the amount of Lovities around the world continues to grow, and I love it. All right, gang, time for dinner. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? And if you're here for both shows, fantastic. If you're here just for one, fantastic. If you watch them later in the archives at Jim Masters TV, fantastic. Have a good night. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye and be well. Happy holidays. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.